Okay, today I'm going to add a second super to this hive, the first honey super. You can see I've got the larger brood box at the bottom, second brood box. Down here in South Carolina, we really don't need 2 to 9 inches, so that's just what I prefer. I'm just giving it a little bit of smoke here and open it up. Okay, this hive here, I originally started it from queen cell, and it's almost filled up and completely built out. So I'm going to add a honey super to it. As you can see, bees are doing great. Starting to add a little bit of honey on the end here. Set this over here for a second. Kind of see here, they're trying to fill up some honey reserves, so I'm going to give them some additional room. And in order to get them to go up past the queen excluder, I'm going to put one of these out that have some honey built on it. Just set it right in the middle, so you can kind of see here they're really kind of at the maximum of what you'd want to allow them to go to before you add another super. So what I've done is I've pulled these 2 frames out that they've got some built out comb, partially built, and they're starting to put some honey reserves. I'm going to go ahead and put them on top, and I'm going to take these 2 brand new frames and just add them here on the end. Give them something to do. And I'm actually going to do that same thing on this side over here, and just so I'm going to end up pulling 4 that have honey built on them and put them on the honey super, and then put these blank ones down here for them to get started on. That way it'll give them some additional space, and hopefully it will keep them from wanting to swarm. And it is pretty early in the summer yet, where they shouldn't have any problem building those out and adding honey reserves for the fall. We're down here in South Carolina, so they're going to be pretty active for the rest of the year, probably right up until October. Okay, so on this side, this one they're starting to build out in honey, so this one I'm going to add to the top super. No eggs on it or anything. It's just basically just the honey reserves for the bees. And this one, I'm going to actually leave this one. They got a little bit ahead of me, and they already laid eggs in this and have a bunch of cat brood in it. And this side's all built out, and they're starting to add honey. So we'll just put this one back. We'll pull this one. I'm going to add a blank frame here. And then again, that will give them 3 frames on this box that they can mess around with, build out, put some honey reserves on it. And then because this is my 3rd box, I'm going to set this excluder. I personally like the wooden excluders. I feel like it gives my bees a little bit more room where they're not kind of cramped in. The only problem with these is they seem to build burr comb on these, so that is an issue. You're constantly cleaning it, but it just seems to me like that little teeny bit of extra room, it just makes everything easier for me. Whether or not they actually prefer it, I mean, who knows? Okay, so now I've got my honey super on, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rearrange these frames, and the ones I pulled that they already were starting to build comb on and use as their own honey reserves, I'm just going to put all those right here in the middle. That way it's right in the middle, and they'll they'll smell that honey and they'll actually come up through these excluders. Sometimes I've had trouble in the past getting them to go past the excluder, and I found that if you put honey in there, you know, those 2 or 3 frames right here in the middle, they'll just casually go up in there and they'll start working again. And there you go. So like I said, it's beginning of July here in South Carolina, and this hive's got plenty of time to replace those couple of reserves that I pulled out, that I moved into the honey super to get them to make honey.